the seller, we can refuse such bids. If there is a disputed bid, we'll simply go back to the last undisputed bid and resume. Clause 2.5, now listen carefully, ladies and gentlemen, this is an important clause. The owner may withdraw the property from auction before it is sold without declaring that reserve price. Now that does include that situation where if we've paused the auction and we're in negotiations with the highest bidder, sometimes in those negotiations the seller will say to the auctioneer, could you please go out to the auction floor and announce we've withdrawn it from auction and we've sold it to the highest bidder outside the room. So if you're sitting here wanting to put your hand up again, you will be disappointed, so please make sure we're working with your highest bid at all times. Clause 2.56, this talks about the vendor bid. The owners have authorised the auctioneers and the auctioneers alone to bid on their behalf, should that be necessary. Now, if and when we make a vendor bid, you'll be in no doubt it's a vendor bid. This is saying we're not for sale at this level and we need to keep the auction going, and we do not place vendor bids anywhere near that reserve price, so feel confident bidding against the vendor bid. If any of our Harcourts colleagues are bidding on behalf of someone, we will identify them to you. And finally, when you hear this amazing sound of the hammer falling, before your celebrations begin, we'll get you to sign the auction contract, arrange to pay the 10% deposit of the final purchase price, and acknowledge you've received a copy of the REA guide. Well, that is the formal part of today's proceedings. Good luck today with your endeavours, ladies and gentlemen. We have 14 fantastic properties up for auction, and Kyle's going to start us away. So I'll invite you up, Kyle.
Thanks very much, Bridget, and ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening, or afternoon, I should say. Welcome to the Holmwood auction room. The first marble drawn was by Zanny Paulson from our Fendalton office from team Paulson, Nichols and Co. It might be the other way round, but they're a formidable team, and they do list some fabulous property. This here at number 131 Metiho Street is a fine example, I should say. It is more formally described as a freehold title, bidders and buyers, 850 square metres more or less, and the settlement date to which you work Thursday the 12th of December 2024. You might be working to a pre-agreed date. This is an absolutely fabulous post-quake home. We know how good this location is, a stunning subdivision. People move to this area for its tranquility, for the good neighbours, and certainly for that proximity to all of the adventure of Bottle Lake Forest and beyond. It really is a good neighbourhood, and this particular home, I just think it's exquisite. A beautiful floor plan. It certainly lends itself to modern family living. It's got some wonderful features and chattels. To mention just a few, the Zender Comfo air system, as well as that hydronic heating in slab. These are just a couple of great quality features. The home itself embraces those passive home principles. That means it's better for the environment, certainly better for your power bill. Great separation of spaces between the bedroom accommodation and the entertainment area. In that entertainment area, you may choose to close up one of those living spaces and make a snug or a little person's retreat. Certainly could be a great media room. And the home itself is just perfectly positioned for sunshine. So all of those great heating features, you're not going to need them. Natural sunlight takes care of most of the work. What a great spot here at 131. Zenny, let's get underway.
Yep, I'm going to invite myself for Christmas too.
And Zenny's inviting herself for Christmas. So whoever the lucky buyer is, get ready. She doesn't eat that much, so you're okay. At 131 Metiho Street, bidders and buyers, I look for an opening bidder offer. Where do we say go? Not for sale at 1.1, maybe that's a good place to start. Is there 1.1? If you don't, bidders and buyers, I will, on behalf of my owners. Very well then, a vendor will bid at $1,100,000. I look for $50,000 on the rise at 1.1, the bid's with me. My owners sooner stay at that level at 1.1. First call, it's a lot of home at this money. Second call at 1.1, I look for $1,150,000. Third and final call at 1.1. Any better bid? Any better offer? Spring Gala, bidders and buyers, time to spring into action. Auction is the best place, the best time to buy. 1.1 was my bid, sir. Could I invite you in at 1,150,000, please? I did prefer your first bid at just the 20,000 on the rise. Okay, we'll work with you at 1,120,000. At 120 I have. Who takes me straight to 150? First call at 1,120,000. Gentlemen, on your left-hand side, second call at 1,120,000. Third and final call at 1,120,000. So I'm going to place a vendor bid at 1,150,000. It will be my last vendor bid. Encourage you to return back into the fray at 170, but at 1,150,000, the bid remains with me. First call. Second call at 1,150,000. Would you say 20 for me, sir? Third and final call at 1,150,000. Any better bid? Any better offer? Just remind you of what's on offer here, folks. Quality fixtures and fittings throughout. Superb kitchen, scullery, lined garaging, great storage above that garage, the master bedroom, beautiful indoor-outdoor flow. That outlook, hey, look, the neighbour owns that property. Reportedly, he says he's selling over his dead body. Another 5. Was that 5,000? At 1,155,000. At 1,155,000, first chance, second call, third and final call at 1,155,000. Any better bid? So you appear to be my only bidder. Let's pause. I could vendor bid again, but let's pause and have a conversation outside of the room. Auction is open at 1,155,000. Any change from the room, let us know. Back with you soon.
Kia ora and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I take you now to number 2 at 28 Hay Street in Linwood, brought to the market by Karina Gray, just over to my left there. Now, this property is formally described as an estate in cross lease, comprised of a half share in 690 square metres on flat 2 deposited plan 74925 on lot 1 deposited plan 22741. All contained and described on that record of title that Karina has made available to you throughout the campaign. Now, the settlement is proposed for Thursday, the 17th of October 2024, or any other date that you've mutually agreed in writing already with our owners. Now, that list of chattels, that remains unchanged, and I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 26 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis here this evening. Now, this property situated on that private rear section, and you're greeted by that wonderful entry foyer and conservatory where you'll be spending your summer afternoons. Then it opens up to that lovely open plan living with that lovely long lounge and dining, and of course it opens out to that patio with that covered pergola so that you've got wraparound sun throughout the day. You've got those 2 good-sized bedrooms, internal garage, plus plenty of off-street parking for that trailer or for your guests. And my only question for you now is who wants to say hey to Hay Street tonight and make it their own? I open on a vendor bid of 400,000. That's an exciting number, isn't it, at 400,000? I look for 20,000 on the rise to have a conversation. 400 with me on behalf of my owners. Getting yourself a 2-bedroom property in Linwood, marvellous opportunity. At 400 with me, is there 420 in the room? First call at 400,000. Second, surprises me, I thought you'd all be going for it at this level. Third and final time, well, I'll simply move at 420 on behalf of my owners, 420 on a vendor bid. I look for 450. Is there 450 to have a conversation? There's a lot of property on offer here at this value. Once, twice, third, final. Well, I simply move on my last vendor bid to 450 on behalf of my owners without hesitation. Clearly worth more than this at 450,000. Once, twice, third, final time. Well, Karina, I'm surprised, but I pass back into your more than capable hands. I know there is conditional interest in the room. Pass back to you at 450 if you got interest above this level, get in touch with Karina. Talk to her right now if I were you. Otherwise, I think there might be some offers written up in the next 24 hours. Best of luck to you, Karina, and best of luck to our owners. And I pass over now to our next item in the list, to Kyle at 18D Forbes Street.
Left and right, you know you feel so right. 다른 시선 따윈 don't care. 너 기타져라 소리쳐, you know you feel so right. 이제부터가 시작이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up and enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I wanna work
All right, bidders and buyers, thanks very much for patiently waiting. Hey, before we move on to our next property, just quickly, I should tell you, if you are thinking about making an investment decision, potentially looking at investing in real estate or reassessing your current portfolio, you won't find better assistance or advice than our very own Lynn Cawthorne. Lynn, if you could stand up. Folks, if you have any questions at all from a rental investment expert, for one, I should say, please talk to Lynn. She's always good for a coffee, she'll pay, and she's good for a great yarn as well. Best in New Zealand. In fact, that is, she has been awarded Best in New Zealand. So look, if you do have any need for some advice from somebody like Lynn, please sing out to her. She's great value. All right, we go now to number 18D, Forbes Street in Sydenham. It is presented to the market by Reuben Bishops, of course, from our Ireland office. Reuben, I know you've enjoyed your time marketing this property and working with our good owners. They're a fabulous bunch. They've got great attention to detail and a commitment to quality that's evident in this property. It is a freehold title, 135 square metres more or less, and your settlement date, bidders and buyers, the 26th of September 2024. Of course, you might be working to a pre-agreed variation. You can see just from that photo there, plenty of natural sunlight into this home. I do think it's well configured. You've got a bedroom downstairs as well as a bathroom. You know that underpins your value when it comes time to sell. This is the final home available in a high-quality development of 4 properties. This is the lucky last. I think it's the pick of the bunch. Of course, it's got a great sense of space, and you see that lovely sunny outdoor courtyard area. This location, hey, you're right in the beating heart of some wonderful amenities, restaurants and all the rest, and just a hop, skip and a jump to all of the adventure of the Port Hills as well. So 18D Forbes Street, bidders and buyers, I'm in your hands. I look for an opening bidder offer. Who's going to kick things off? This is a great first or second step on the ladder, or indeed a good addition to your portfolio. Where do we say go? Is there 580 perhaps? All right, then a vendor bid at $580,000. Bids with me at 580, first chance. I look for 600 bidders and buyers. 3 great bedrooms, high quality brand new home. Second call at 580. At 600,000, this should be easy bidding. Third and final call. Bids with me at 580. Any better bid? Place another vendor bid then at 600. I thought we were bidding there, sir, at 600. Vendor bid with me once called. At $600,000 second, third and final call at 600. Any better bid? Any better offer? Reuben, I don't see any unconditional bidding here today, but I know you've got people to talk to in the wider market. A vendor's instructions are very clear. Just confirm for me, Mr. Vendor, we priced the property at $679,000. At $679,000, ladies and gentlemen, let me just remind you, excellent school zones. You're in a great part of the city. You really are in a prime position within this high-quality development, and priced at $679. Amy, if we could just get that updated on the screen, I think that's exceptional value. So please give Reuben a call. Access is easy. Be quick. Make the call. Property's passed in. Back with you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen. Kia ora, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. I take you now to our next item in the catalogue, 29 Faulks Drive in Lincoln, brought to the market by Zanny Paulson and Paul Nichols. Now, the property itself is formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 972 square metres, more or less, on lot 29, deposited plan 475214, all contained and described on that record of title that Zanny will have been popping in your email boxes throughout the campaign. Now, settlement is proposed for 15 working days after notice from the vendor's solicitor or any other day mutually agreed in writing with our owners. Now, that list of chattels, that remains unchanged, and I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 26 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis this evening. Now, 29 Faulks Drive in Barton Fields subdivision. Gosh, this is a house nestled amongst beautifully sculpted landscaping. Gosh, you've got native plantings providing privacy, not only from the neighbours, but it's creating almost like garden rooms throughout the backyard. You've got that wonderful west-facing evening space to sit under the pergola. You've got the north-facing, that's where you're going to be sitting with the outdoor dining suite under the outdoor cover there. You're going to open up those glass walls to the kitchen and dining, just get that flow from kitchen right outside, sheltered by the house. And if that's not enough, then you're going to spend your evenings in the third garden room in that spa underneath the stars, all hidden away from the neighbours. Of course, on top of this, you've got the 4 bedrooms, you've got the 2 bathrooms, you've got that wonderful extra living area out the front for reading or watching those movies. And of course, the thing that really got me, Zanny, was that 3-car garaging, the wonderful marine insulated grade doors out the front, and that floored attic space providing just a huge amount of extra storage. This is a home with every detail, I believe, has been taken care of meticulously. You just need to move in. And my question for you really is, who wants to be the new owner? And really, it's up to you, Faulks, or folks. Oh, look, my best work's yet to come. Let's see. I open on a vendor bid of 900,000. Who starts me away? Is there 50,000 in the room? 900 on behalf of my owners. There is a lot of property on offer here this evening. First call at 900,000. Second, third, and final time. Happily move at 950 on behalf of my owners. I seek $1 million. Absolutely worth this all day long. I haven't even mentioned to you the beautiful landscaping rocks throughout the garden. They're going to be worth 50,000 by themselves, I reckon. Is there $1 million? First call, second, third, final. Well, I'll move one last vendor bid up to $1 million on my owner's behalf. I look for your interest north of there. Is there $1,050,000 perhaps? Once, twice, third and final. Zanny, look, I am surprised. This is a gorgeous property. As I said, everything is ready to go. I'm going to pass in back to your more than capable hands, Zanny, at $1 million. If you've got interest north of there, I know there is conditional interest waiting. Please get in touch with Zanny. Get through this weekend. Come for a visit. If you're like me, you'll be staying for an hour or an hour and a half to just enjoy the place and take it in. Good luck to you, Zanny. Good luck to our owners on the next stage. And I pass over now to our next auctioneer for the evening, and that is Bridget with Penlington Place.
You do match us. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be up here for our next auction at 31 Penlington Place in Akaroa. Lena Mercer from our Mayorava office has done a superb job at bringing this property to the market. Lena, I'm actually still waiting for my crayfish. Some of you might have seen in Lena's video, she was diving for some crays and came up with a cray. You know where my office is. Very warm welcome to our owners, Lindsay and Tans. I must commend you on how beautifully presented you had your home in Akaroa to take to the market. To the contract I take you, the property is more formally described as a freehold parcel, 549 square metres more or less. Certificate of title CB13F1080. Settlement date's not too far away, down for the 11th of October 2024. You'll be well ensconced for that Christmas New Year period. Well, what a gorgeous spot here, a truly special offering here located just a short distance away from Akaroa waterfront. Easy access to the beach via walkway. It's light and bright inside. The skylights let so much sunlight in. The living area opens out to that veranda. Sit back around that wraparound deck, basking in that all-day sun, gin and tonic in hand, and views of the bay. Lots of space here for the family and friends to stay. You've got 3 bedrooms, two of those bedrooms upstairs with that mezzanine. Perfect place to put the kids. It's got that really cosy log burner, which will be perfect for the winter, and it's got a heat pump that'll keep you cool in the summer. We're so lucky to have Akaroa, only 1.5 hours drive from here. You can have your own slice of paradise in paradise here. There's so many wonderful shops there. You go swimming with the dolphins, diving for crays. Lena might get you a cray if you buy the property today. Plenty of wonderful walks. This is an absolute gem. I'm pretty excited to find out who the new owner is going to be. So I look for your opening bid, ladies and gentlemen. Who would like to start us away at 31 Penlington Place in Akaroa? Silence. Well, is there 800,000 in the room? Somewhere nice and easy to start. Should be a sea of hands at that level. 800,000. Well, I'll place the vendor bid then at 800,000. It starts with me at 800. I always find vendor bids are no good to me. It's a little bit like dancing with your brother. It's not going to get me anywhere. So 800,000. I invite you back at 825. My brother's not a good dancer. Please come and save me. At 800,000, I'll call it away 3 times. First call. Second call at 800. Third call at 800. Well, I'm going to keep dancing with my brother and lift that vendor bid to 825,000. If we pass this property in, it will get taken to the wider market where conditional buyers can make an offer. Your best opportunities here today. This is Akaroa, ladies and gentlemen, only 1.5 hours from here. It's such a beautiful little town. All right, first call at 825. Second, third and final call at 825. I'm surprised, Lena, there's no hands in the air. I do know you've got some conditional interest. I'm going to look to lift that bid one final time to 895,000. That's my pass-in figure. Anyone north of that level, give Lena a call. It's such a wonderful property. It won't last long. Get in before Christmas and enjoy Christmas and New Year over there. So the property's passed in at 895. We'll be back with you shortly.
Gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Thanks very much for patiently waiting. Those at holmwood.co.nz, it's great to have you with us. And we go now to number 10 McKellar Place in Hornby. Alan Scahill from our Ilam office. He's had the pleasure of working with our owner, and owner, no stranger to the auction room. Hey, he purchases property, he adds his own TLC investment, and certainly his efforts into each project. And I think this, for me, is my favourite, an absolute standout. The advertising online should say grass is not digitally enhanced, because it really is that immaculate, this lawn. If you're a lawn enthusiast, this is the home for you here at number 10 McKellar Place. It is a freehold title, a whopping 1,045 square metres more or less, and your settlement date the 26th of September 2024, that being a Thursday. It really is your lucky day. Your upper back section down a long driveway, total privacy and tranquility. You don't have neighbours peering into your home and into your garden. The home itself, well configured, robust construction. I just think this is a really great way to get onto the ladder. It might even serve purpose as a home for an expanding family. There is so much space. Perfect orientation for sunshine. Love the choices of fixtures and fittings, the decor, all quality throughout. So, Alan, it's time to hand over this. I'm quite envious of the buyer. Should we get underway? Here at number 10 McKellar Place in Hornby, bidders and buyers. I look for an opening bidder offer. I think the baby's about to bid. 700,000. Where was that? 720. Mr. Pretorius, nice to see you back in the room. Mr. Donaldson bids against you. My licensed colleagues, at 720 I have. Once called at $720,000. Second call, no, 22 and 30. Said with authority, hey, it could be his last bid. There's only one way to test that. It's $730,000. I'll take another two all day long at 730. Once the money now, 730. Second call. 731. Backyard cricket and 35. Backyard cricket's never looked this good at 735. There's so much space. Some lovely internal details here. You can see the wall feature there, the kitchen. A beautiful central space at 735. The bid's against you at $735,000. He looks like he's sweating, Ben. Might be on his last dollar at 735. Once the money now, 735. Would you say another $1,000 for me? Second call at 735. So much land, it is a finite resource. Where do you find the next one at 735? Third and final call at 735. Any better bid? Are we bidding? Any better offer? Good property man. What about this one, sir? At $735,000. All done in silent? I'm disappointed for you, sir. What do you reckon? Change your mind. You're already bidding on a more valuable property. At 735, can't sell to you good people. I need to pause and have a conversation with you at 735. The auction is open. Any change, let us know. Back with you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, I take you to our next item in the catalogue. That's number 1 at 78 Andover Street in Maryvale, brought to the market by the wonderful duo of Paul and Deb Nichols. The property itself is formally described as an estate in cross-lease, comprised of 1/3 share and 664 square metres, more or less, on flat A, deposited plan 23932, all contained and described on that record of title that Deb and Paul have provided to you throughout the campaign. Now, settlement when you can move in is proposed for Thursday, the 3rd of October 2024, or any other date mutually agreed in writing with our owners already. Now, I take it that you have read further terms 23 through to 25. You bid, you buy on that basis this evening. And I see that list of chattels, that remains unchanged, Paul. Right, so what have we got on offer? This is a sought-after location here in Maryvale. We offer you the chance of a single-level post-quake home and all the assurances that come with it. You've got that wonderful north-facing open-plan living area with those 2 large bedrooms and really good storage that comes with them to boot. You've got that private driveway and then that garaging at the end, providing you with a ton of off-street parking. And look, on the weekends located here, you can walk out your street, you can get onto Papanui Road, and you can turn right and choose health. You can wander down a couple of blocks to Hagley Park, go for a wander, go for a walk, get on all of those exercise equipment, or you can walk to the end of your street and choose indulgence, go left, go up to Maryvale Mall, have brunch with your friends and a bit of shopping. You have a lot of options here on Andover Street. My suggestion to you is that you buy here so that you can wake up to happiness here in this home over and over again. Thank you. There's a couple of titters. I start on a vendor bid on behalf of my owner at $650,000, drawing a line in the sand for you. $650,000. I look for $25,000 on the rise. Is there $675 in the room? $650 with me as you consider this wonderful location. First time at $650. Second. Third and final. Well, I'll simply move on a vendor bid of $675. I look for another $25,000. Now's your time to have a conversation. It's a wonderful level to be talking when we're talking about Andover Street in Maryvale. At $675, once, twice. Third and final, well, one last vendor bid at $700,000. And I pass it back to your capable hands, Paul and Deb, at $700,000. I'm surprised that we don't have interest at these levels, but I do have an announcement to make that we're going to move straight into the next stage of our campaign, and we're going to price at $735,000. 735,000. Get in touch with Paul and Deb this weekend. Get through, have a look. Best of luck to you, Paul. Best of luck to our owners for a swift sale on this gorgeous property. And I will have a wee break as we move into our 5 o'clock section of the catalogue. Please help yourselves to drinks. There's wonderful cupcakes there, and we will be back with you shortly. Kia ora, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just take us now into our 5 o'clock section of our catalogue. I will just give you a brief reminder of the conduct of auction, as I know several of you will have joined us since we started at 4 o'clock. They are also up here behind me, and I'll just run you through them now. So our properties this evening, they're being offered for sale subject to a reserve price. If the top accepted bid matches or betters that reserve, why then you'll be buying the property. Now as auctioneers we will suggest the increment and we also may refuse any bid that you make if we do not deem it in the best interest of our owners. If there is any confusion at any point, if there's multiple people bidding at once, we will endeavour to clarify, and if needed, we will revert to the last undisputed bid before we then resume the auction. I think that's all. We also may make vendor bids on behalf of our owners. If we do that, please rest assured that it will be below that reserve price, and if we do so, we will make it clear to you by referring to it as a vendor bid. Does that all make sense? Everyone still with me? Oh, 3 people. Very good. Is everyone still with me? All make sense? Ah, yes, there we go. We're all alive and engaged. Wonderful. Now to the first item in our 5 o'clock section of the catalogue, number 4 at 17 Swanleigh Place in Ilam, brought to the market by, there we go, Sam Bowen, our wonderful agent from our Ilam office. Now the property itself is formally described as an estate in cross-lease, comprised of a half-share of 702 square metres on flat 4 deposited plan 63377, all contained and described on that record of title that Sam has made available to you throughout the campaign. Now, the settlement date, it's proposed as the 3rd of October 2024 or any other date that you've mutually agreed in writing already with our owners. And my goodness, that is not far away at all. You could be moving in there in a couple of weeks. Now, this list of chattels, that remains unchanged. And I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 and 24 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis today. Now, look what we have on offer here. Ilam, we're in Ilam, a sought-after suburb in a quiet cul-de-sac of quality homes. I can see exactly why our owner has spent 31 years in residence here. And the gardens themselves, gosh, they're just showing off the tulips and the daffodils, just wee peaks of potential of what this property can become under your ownership. The entranceway, that is engaging, gosh, it's full of interest with that mezzanine and that skylight, and throughout the entire home has the architectural angles and shapes that makes it so incredibly interesting. It's going to be a talking point point of your future home. All 3 bedrooms, gosh, they are spacious, with those large upstairs bedrooms having those big wardrobes, and of course that bonus balcony in each one. That is just a stunning choice. You've got 2 bathrooms, you've got good storage, double garaging, and it's double glazed impressively, and this is in the Burnside High Zone. University is only blocks away, and you've got a park, I believe, Sam, just a couple of houses over. You've got everything at your fingertips. My instructions on behalf of my owners, I'm just going to draw a line in the sand and get things underway at 620,000. 620,000 with me on a vendor bid. I look for 20,000. Is there 640 in the room? 640 team on the back wall, welcome and best of luck to you tonight at 640,000. Is there 660? Scan the room. I look for 660 on the nod, very considered, sir, very good at 660. Best of luck to you too. The retort, the reply team, is it 680? Without hesitation, at 680. Can I say 7, sir? Absolutely on the nod at 7. 720 beckons. Is it 720? The boss is shaking her head, so I'll leave you time, sir, to consult. At 700 with you, sir. Is it 710 then? 710, absolutely on the nod at 710, sir. Do you stay strong on the 20s, or do you match fire with fire at the 10s? 10 at 720. There it is. It was like a prediction at 720. I said it might come true. Maybe I should say some higher numbers. 720. What's the response, the retort? Shaking your head? Willing to let it go at this level? 720 with you, sir. Not a level I can sell to you at 720, sir. But if I see no further bidding, we'll pause. We have a conversation. See if we can get you a home. At 720, I scan the room. Any further interest? Once, twice, third and final. Absolutely sure, team. If I pause here, we may sell outside the room. It may not give you another chance. Sir, let's find a room. Let's have a conversation, see if we can make you a homeowner this evening at 7:20. And we will be back with you in a moment with our next item on Wells Street with Kyle Siebert.
All right, bidders and buyers, thanks very much for patiently waiting. We're a little bit behind schedule, but I'm going to speed things up for you by concluding the auction at number 10 McKellar Place in Hornby. Alan Scarehill's done some wonderful work with his clients and our good colleagues working with the purchasers. We left the room on a live bid at $735,000. There was some good discussion outside of the room and an increase from our purchasers. I can confirm that under clause 2.6, our owner has opted to withdraw the property from the auction process, and to a lovely young family, number 10 McKellar Place at $755,000 is going, gone and sold. Alan, as always, fabulous campaign to our vendor. Please keep renovating homes, a fabulous job you've done. And now we go to my good colleague Dan Pengelly, who'll take us to Perth Street.
Kia ora and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. I apologise for the delay. I'm happy to take you now to 49 Perth Street in Richmond, brought to the market by Zanny Paulson and Paul Nichols. Once again, gosh, having a wonderful night, busy night tonight. Now, this property itself is formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 458 square metres, more or less, on part rural section 33, all contained and described on that record of title that Zanny and Paul have been putting into your email boxes throughout the campaign. Now, settlement is proposed for 15 working days after notice from the vendor's solicitor or any other date that you've mutually agreed in writing already with our owners. Now, the chattel list is unchanged, and I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 26. You bid, you buy on that basis this evening. Now, Perth Street. Well, gosh, the photos are cycling through, but my favourite one is that front one. It is just, I take one look at this home and I just think this cottage is as cute as a button. It is a home, I believe, for stylish, sophisticated people with good taste. It's got that red door thrown in front and back for luck, if that's something that you're needing more of in your life. But it's not all aesthetics here by a long shot. The substance is good too. It's well landscaped yard, and I believe that roof was redone in 2022, Zanny, so you know the structural things is good as well as just looking good. And of course, in that kitchen and bathroom, they've been modernised, and you've got that wonderful underfloor heating that hit me as I was walking through in my socks here. It was so comfortable. You've got the wonderful high ceilings throughout, creating that great sense of space in the bedrooms as well as the living area, and that dining room is just beautifully laid out, opening up to the backyard, as I'd mentioned, that beautiful landscaping, and you've got that wonderful shed there doing double time as shed, but also covered barbecue area. You're just going to spend your summers out there, I think, barbecuing, playing with the kids or the dogs in the backyard. But if you don't want to spend your time at home, gosh, you're just going to head off to town, you're going to go to Pomeroy's, it's going to be your locals, or off to Riverside. Both are within a few blocks or a stumble home in the evening to this beautiful, bucolic cottage. I look for an opening bid or offer. Who starts me away? It's a gorgeous property here in Richmond. Is there a number? Is there a figure to get us going? Not going to put any vendor bids. I look for your interest. First call. Now's the time to talk. Get ahead of the pack. I know there is conditional interest. Second. Third and final. Well, look, Zanny, I think people have wasted an opportunity. I'm going to simply pass in. I pass back to you without any vendor bids. I know that there is conditional interest in the wings, and I simply offer you and our owners the best of luck with the next stage of the campaign. If you have interest in this beautiful cottage, I advise you, ring Zanny tonight and get through tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be gone. Best of luck to our owners, and I will pass over now to Bridget, I believe, to take you to Hemingway Place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute pleasure to be up here for our next auction at 31 Hemingway Place in that wonderful suburb of Spencerville, brought to the market by Lena Mercer from our Maryville office. Lena, you've had a busy day here in the auction rooms. Always lovely working with you. A very warm welcome to the owners, Cole and Barb. I must commend you on how immaculately presented you have your home to take to the market. To the contract I take you, the property is more formally described as a freehold parcel, a whopping 1,000 square metres, more or less, certificate of title 78461. Our settlement date is set down for the 18th of October 2024, unless you're working to a pre-arranged date, and the chattels remain the same as per the contract. Well, I was just talking to Dan earlier and say we don't often call auctions in Spencerville that much because people move there and they just don't want to leave. This is a very impressive home from the get-go. I love the location. It's down the end of the cul-de-sac. It's private, the park right there. So many adventures to be had right on your doorstep. I enjoyed talking to the owners the other evening about their time here. This is the kind of neighbourhood where you'll be friends with all the neighbours. They'll put your bin in, bring your bin in, mow your lawns. The kids will grow up together. I've heard if you make friends with a neighbour on the left, he may often throw a cray over the fence. How good is that? This post-quake build is immaculate. The floor plan inside, it works so well. It all flows so nice. My favourite part was the kitchen and that large kitchen bench. Everything can be seen from here. It's all the doors opening out to that fantastic large deck. It's positioned beautifully for all that afternoon, evening sun. Barbecues will be really enjoyed here. There's plenty of accommodation for the family and that master bedroom having its own wing, a nice place to escape to. Well, the location, you just can't beat this location, ladies and gentlemen. You'll never be bored living here. It's close to the beach, Spencer Park, Adrenaline Forest. You've got the lagoon, restaurants. This is all at your doorstep. The owners have thrived living here for the last 23 years. Now, you buyers out there, I'm a little bit concerned that they're going to change their mind about selling, so we better get on and get this auction underway. So I look for your opening bid, ladies and gentlemen, 30 Hemingway Place in Spencerville. Thanks, Lena. Start me away. Don't be shy. Is there 800,000 perhaps? I look for 800. 800,000, there should be a Mexican wave at that level. If you don't bid, I will. All right, I'll place a vendor bid at 800,000. The bid's with me. Let's travel in 25s from here, make it nice and easy, looking for 825. You've got the horse park just right there. You can actually probably gear your horse up right on the front lawn. At 800 on a vendor bid, first call. Second time. Third and final time. Well, I'm going to lift that bid to 825,000. The bid's with me. Now's your chance, ladies and gentlemen. I know Lena's got conditional interest, so you put up your hand now and have a private conversation and we'll try and get you there. At 825 on a vendor bid, first call. Second time, post-quake build, immaculate throughout, quiet cul-de-sac, wonderful neighbours. Third call at 825. Well, Lena, there don't appear to be any live bids. This surprised me. I know you have some conditional interest. There is going to be a deadline on this property, 4 p.m. Monday. So get on through. Elena's going to do an open home on Saturday and Sunday. So get through, see this property, get your offers in, 4 p.m. Monday. The property's passed in. Oh, we're going to pass it in, actually. The pass-in figure that we are going to pass it in is 900,000. That's the line in the sand, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody north of that level, contact Lena. It's a wonderful property. I look forward to seeing a sold sticker on your sign too. Good luck to the owners. Thank you for the opportunity. We'll be back to you shortly.
All right, bidders and buyers, we're going to move along now to Phillipstown. It is number 44A, Ryan Street. The contract describes a freehold title and the size of this section, 447 square metres more or less. Your settlement day, bidders and buyers, the 27th of September 2024. You might be working to a pre-agreed date. Now, this lovely parcel has been brought to the market by Alan Scahill and Reuben Bishops. Not their first offering for today, but I think one of your most unique offerings in the auction room for a wee while. We know how popular this street is in this location. This is probably one of the favourite streets, a quiet cul-de-sac, tree lined, and our owners at this property, hey, they're such advocates for the area that they choose to remain right next door. It is a fabulous RSDT parcel. Hey, that has future-proof advantages in terms of development. What you choose to build there, I'm sure it's something you've carefully considered, completely up to you. But we know how good this location is. You've got great amenities in the area. And in our rapidly burgeoning city, properties like this, they tend to appreciate as the city develops. So I just think this makes a lot of logical sense. And again, a really nice neighbourhood. So, Alan, let's get underway. Here at number 44A, Ryan Street, Alan and Reuben, they've been outstanding in their field. And now it's time to offer this property to somebody in this room. Where do we say go, bidders and buyers? Land, glorious land. Who starts the bidding? Is there 140 perhaps? All right, then, a vendor bid at 140. That's my bid, Louis. Would you bid me 160? At $140,000 of indoor bid at 140, that's my good licensed colleague there, Louis McFadden, at 140,000 the bids with me, and 160 now. Great work, Louis, at $160,000. At 160 I have. First chance, 160 on the left-hand side, second call. Third and final call at $160,000, guaranteed nice neighbours. I've met them at $160,000. Any better bid? Louis, I'm going to place one more vendor bid at 170. It'll be my last. At 170,000, new interest is welcome. I look for 180 now. The bid's with me at 170. Counting first time. 180 now. I appreciate it. I commend it at $180,000. My licensed colleague holding the bid for his client at 180. Any better bid? Folks, you haven't purchased today that I've seen. Now's the time to strike at $180,000. I look for 190 first, second call. Good property man at the back there. What about you, sir? Third and final call at $180,000. Louis, you appear to be my only bidder at this early stage. Let's pause, have a conversation in private. Hey, folks, auction is open. If there is any change or offer from the floor, let us know. We're back with you very soon.
Shiny lights and purple sky, everything's so bright. 기다려왔어 지금이야. Turn off your phone and off your mind. Look at you so bright. 멈출 수 없어 지금이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up, enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I wanna work, can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. 비춰봐 left and right. You know you feel so right. 다른 시선 따윈 don't care. 무기타져라 소리쳐. You know you feel so right. 이제부터가 시작이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up and enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I'm gonna work, can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. Can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I'm gonna work, can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. Can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience. I move to our next property in the catalogue, 55A Bryndwr Road, Bryndwr, brought to the market by Karina Gray, off to my left here. Now, the property itself is formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 936 square metres, more or less, on Lot 3, deposited plan 23141, all contained and described on that record of title that Karina has made available to you throughout the campaign. Now, settlement is proposed as Thursday, the 28th of November 2024, or any other date that you've mutually agreed in writing already with our owners. Now, that list of chattels, that remains impressive and unchanged. I do note that mini fridge in the pantry is excluded, so perhaps you can shake a housewarming present out of your agent to fill that spot. Now, I take it that you've read and understood further terms 23 to 24. You bid, you buy on that basis this evening. Now, to the property itself. Now, you walk down that that drive to the gated and private rear section, and you're greeted with a bounty of car parking, tasteful landscaping, and a sense of space. Because I think I mentioned before, it's just under that 1,000 square metres. That is a lot of land in this area of town. And of course, the flow through the home itself is exceptional. To your left, when you go in, hidden away, you've got that walk-through laundry with lots of storage and that sizable garage. But off to the right, you open up to that first living area full of sunlight with those windows and doors. And then you flow into the kitchen, the sleek kitchen island there, seating there as well as the dining room. You've got that wonderful sized scullery behind you to hide away all the dishes. And then, of course, you flow around into that other living area with that study nook in there around the fireplace where you're reading or watching TV. All of the house wrapped around with gardens on all sides. You've got the wonderful size 4 bedrooms and, of course, that master suite, beautifully set up walk-in robe ensuite, and it opens up, of course, to that perfectly placed spa pool in that corner of the garden. That is a wonderful place where I would be spending my evenings. This is a wonderful property in a wonderful location. I'm just going to start the bidding on behalf of my vendor at $1.6 million. 1.6 with me, and I look for 50,000 on the rise. 1,600,000 here. Is there 1,650 in the room? Sir, take that there with you at 1,650, working with Jenny Rolton there at 1,650,000. I look for 1.7. Is there 1.7 in the room? First call at 1,650. Second call. And again, sir, bidding on yourself. You've obviously done this before, sir. Very easeful there at 1.7 without hesitation. 1.7 with you. Is there 1,750? First call at 1,700,000. Second call, I look for 750. Third and final. Well, sir, I'm going to place one last vendor bid at 1,750. You take me to 1.8. 1,750,000 with me and 1.8 straight back. Beautiful work there at $1.8 million. I scan the room. If there's no further interest, I will pause and we will have a conversation. See if we can get you a home here tonight, sir, before we deal with the conditional market. First call at 1.8. Second. Third and final time, I warn the room. Once we go into negotiations, we may reach an agreement and we may sell, and it may not come back into the room. This may be your last chance at 1.8 million. Once, twice, third, final. Right, we're going to pause. Jenny, let's find a room. Let's have a conversation with you and our owner. Let's see if we can get you a home tonight. Paused at 1.8, and we will be back with you shortly to Finalizing Terrace with Bridget.
And buyers, just turn your attention back to 131 Metiho Street in Marshland. Zanny Paulson and the team, Nichols, Paulson and Co from the Fendalton office, working really hard for their clients. Some purchases in the room with the highest bid. There was some good discussion and an increase to 1.2, but not yet at a level at which my owners are satisfied and happy to sell. I think once you go to visit the property, you'll understand that the level's got to be better than that. Let me just remind you of what's on offer here, bidders and buyers. A state-of-the-art post-quake home, fantastic heating solutions, an absolutely beautiful home that really embraces those passive home principles. You save on your energy bill, it's better for the environment, and the home itself in terms of its configuration, the entertainment, the indoor-outdoor flow, and the outlook, simply impressive. So, if you've got interest north of 1.2, please call Zanny today. Access is very easy, and you'll be most impressed indeed. Property's passed in, and I'll hand over now to Bridget. You ready to go?
Well, good evening. Is it evening yet? Yeah, it's evening yet. Let's move on to our next auction, which is number 21 Fendalton Terrace in that wonderful suburb of Cashmere. Joe Mansbridge from our Maryvale office has been in charge of this property the last few weeks and has done a superb job at bringing it to the market. Welcome to our viewers online and Auctions Live. We've got a couple of VIPs that tune in every week, Goldie and Rusty. Welcome, nice of you to join us. Very warm welcome to our owners, Faye and Aya. I must commend you on what a stunning home you have and beautifully presented. To the contract I take you, the property is more formally described as a freehold parcel, 670 square metres, more or less, record of title 28328. Settlement date, not long to go, is set down for the 18th of October 2024, unless you're working to a pre-arranged date, and the chattels remain the same as per the contract. Well, Joe, your wording for your marketing was absolutely spot on. Peace, views and luxury living here. This is such an impressive home. This is a home that just keeps on giving and giving. There's so many areas to enjoy in this home. As I was walking around the home, I just couldn't wait to see more. In every corner I went around, I was surprised where I looked. A modern and sophisticated living area that leads to that kitchen dining area. You've got the doors opening out to that outdoor barbecue fire courtyard area. Al fresco dining will be enjoyed here in this idyllic setting. You've got the wonderful views of the city and the mountains. After your barbecue, you can go and relax in the sauna and the spa. It'll be just like living on holiday all the time. Accommodation is taken care of with ample bedrooms and bathrooms. And when I thought I had seen it all, I discovered that lower level of accommodation, 2 bedrooms. It has its own access, ideal place to put the mother-in-law when she comes and stays, extended family, or some extra income if you rent it out. This home is highly spec'd throughout, modern and sleek. It's got a resort feel, it's luxury. There's nothing else like it on the market. So I look for your opening bid, ladies and gentlemen. Who would like to start us away? Don't be shy. 21 Whareroa. Is there 1.2 perhaps to start us away, somewhere nice and easy to start? If you don't bid, I will. All right, then I'll go at 1,200,000 on a vendor bid. Someone take me to 1,250,000 perhaps or more. I place no limits on you. At 1.2 on a vendor bid, I'll call it away 3 times. First call. Wonderful views of the city and the mountains. Second call, don't forget that extra accommodation downstairs that you can get a good income from. Third call at 1.2. Well, I'm going to look to lift that bid to 1,250,000 on a vendor bid. Now's your time to come in, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing else like this. It's absolutely stunning inside. At 1,250,000, first call. Second time. Well, third and final time. Well, look, Joe, there don't appear to be any live bids. I know you've got some conditional interest. We're going to pass this property in at $1,380,000. There's the line in the sand, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone north of that level, give Jo a call. She's got a deadline booked for Monday, 4 o'clock, and she's running an open home there on Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 1. So get through and see this beautiful home. You will be impressed. The property is passed in at 1380, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention, please? I take you back now to number 4 at 17 Swanleigh Place in Ilam. We paused some time ago on a live bid of $720,000. We've had some robust conversations, and I look to our bidder and to confirm, sir, that there's been a generous increase to $737,500. On the nod, thank you so much. I turn to our vendor in charge. I get the nod. I lift the hammer. I scan the room for any further interest. Otherwise, I sell away once at $737,500, twice, third final. Well, congratulations, sir. You're now a property owner. It's going, sold. Congratulations to you and to our current owner. And we will be back with you for some updates shortly.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience. I know it's been a pretty long day here at the Holmwood Auction Room, but what a great atmosphere. It's been a privilege to host all of you here at the Spring Auction Gala. And I turn your attention back to 44A Ryan Street in Phillipstown. There was some good discussion outside of the room after we left the room on a live bid at $180,000. And I can confirm there's been a gracious increase from the purchaser to $227,500 confirmed. And the property, first call, second call, third final call. It goes, it is gone and sold. Hey folks, Alan, Ruben, as always, a wonderful campaign. Thanks very much to our sellers and to our purchaser. Congratulations, great work from my licensed colleague Louis. Thanks very much for your efforts. All right, bidders and buyers, we go now to what I think is the final offering of the day. Is that right? Brilliant. It's brought to the market by a fairly well-known agent, certainly to the people in this room after her various offerings today. Zanny Paulson from the Fendalton office, working, of course, with Paul Nichols. It is 21A Dickens Street in Addington. This is a fabulous home. I was just there this afternoon, and I just think it's got so many great points of difference. I'll tell you more about that in a moment, but first, the contract. It is a freehold title, 190 square metres, more or less. Your settlement date, bidders and buyers, the 3rd of October 2024. You may well be working to a pre-agreed variation, and I just love the decor, the configuration, the construction of this home. It's modern, double glazed, super sunny throughout. I love the bedroom accommodation, absolutely ample. It's got the bonus of that study nook. The kitchen is super stylish, beautiful indoor-outdoor flow to a very sunny courtyard area and entertainment space. The lawn looks suspiciously perfect, Zanny. I think it might not be real lawn, but I tell you what, it makes a great impression, and so easy care is this home. Great garaging. This location, I am biased. I've lived just around the corner on McKellar Street. It was voted as one of New Zealand's most livable suburbs, Addington. You're on the doorstep. Yes, Zanny said after I moved out, it was voted that. You're on the doorstep of our rapidly developing central city. I just think this is a great location, and whether you're a vegan or a carnivore, Lincoln Road and all those beautiful restaurants and eateries, they're there to support you. Great bars as well. You just can't go wrong here in Addington. So, bidders and buyers, before I go on forever, opening bidder offer. Who's going to start us away with an opening bid? Who says go? This is not a silent auction, bidders and buyers. Shout me a number. If you don't, I will. Is there 650 perhaps? A lot of home at 650. Maybe that's a good place to start. I see some nodding at the back at 650. Best of luck with your bidding today. Working with my licensed colleague at $650,000, bidders and buyers. Where to from here? Is there 670? At 650 I have. Once called at 650, I commend my owner's sense of style and taste. Great feature walls throughout the property, the tiling in the bathroom, just exceptional. At 650, I look for 670. Second call at $650,000. I think the baby's bidding. Double checking. Third and final call at 650. Any better bid? Any better offer? I'm going to place a vendor bid at 670. That should come as no surprise. It's plenty of property, even at 670. Invite you to return into the fray at 690 if you like. Don't let me limit you. At 670, the bid's with me. On the first call at $670,000. And 690, thank you, Taylor, at 690. Once called at $690,000. Second call at 690. Third and final call at $690,000. Any better bid? Any better offer? Look, Taylor, and you're good people, I probably should vendor bid again, but let's just pause and have a conversation outside of the room. Clearly can't sell to you at this level. Is there any improvement from the floor? Or from one of the chairs? No bidding? Great, okay, we'll have a conversation outside of the room. Great opportunity for your clients, Taylor. Auction is open at 690. Any updates, let us know. We're back with you soon.
Shiny lights and purple sky, everything's so bright. 기다려왔어 지금이야. Turn off your phone and off your mind. Look at you so bright. 멈출 수 없어 지금이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up, enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I'm on a road, can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. Na 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 na. 비춰봐 left and right. You know you feel so right. 다른 시선 따윈 don't care. 무기타져라 소리쳐. You know you feel so right. 이제부터가 시작이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up and enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I wanna what can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. To the moon. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I wanna what can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. Can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to
Gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Thank you so much for your patience. Take you back now to 55A Bryndwr Road in Bryndwr. We paused some time ago on a live bid of 1.8 million. We've had some conversations. Unfortunately, we haven't reached an agreement, so I simply offer the property back up at 1.8 million for any further interest. Otherwise, I pass in at 1,800,000. Is there any interest above that? At first call, 1.8. Second? Third and final, well, I simply pass the property back into Karina Gray's more than capable hands. If you've got interest above that level, please get in touch. Get through this weekend, have a look through. It is a gorgeous property with a lot on offer in a wonderful location. Passed in at 1.8, and we will be back with you up shortly for some updates, I believe, on Dickens Road.
All right, bidders and buyers, thanks very much for patiently waiting. And to those online at holmwood.co.nz, we are going to conclude our evening with some good news. 21A Dickens Street in Addington. We left the room on a live bid at $690,000. There's been some good discussion outside of the room, and that bid has been increased to $789,000. 789. Sequential, consequential. These good people have found a lovely new home. For my sellers, it's the end of an era at $789,000. 21A Dickens Street is going, gone and sold. Hey, congratulations to our purchasers. My colleague Taylor, thanks for your efforts there. And Zanny, as always, fabulous campaign. That concludes our auction day, ladies and gentlemen. It's been our spring gala. Thanks very much for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your week.